I've told you this story 1,001 times. It's been shown on TV, printed in books, made into poems, and all kinds of funny rhymes. I'm going to tell you again, because it's a specific point to my song. Not all is quite right, there's still plenty that's wrong. Down away where the nights are gay and the sun shines brightly on the mountain top, a group of West Indians took a trip on a sailing ship, Windrush, and when they reached England, they made their stop. The British said, come to the mother country, there's plenty of jobs and opportunities here for you. There's plenty of vacancies, plenty of choices, there's really nothing that you cannot do. Look at it like Dick Whittington, coming to London to see the streets paved with gold. Who knows? Perhaps you'd become the mayor of Bristol, if you could put up with the rain and the cold. My people said, we'll be bank managers and liars and doctors. People with letters after our name will become rich and successful. And we'll let our family back home share our fame. When my people arrived, they found the white English were playing a different game. They found this just wasn't the case. Oh, there were plenty of jobs, but for those with the right coloured face. And how my people were treated was nothing short of an utter disgrace. They were restricted from places, from socialising, from eating and drinking with whites in almost every capacity. If I was on a bus back then in Bristol, no one would have wanted to sit next to me. They answered, what do you expect? You're Negroes. Why should this come as a surprise? We don't want you to get on. You're not equal to us. We won't let you rise. They're different, see? They smells of curry powder. And I don't want to be rude. We know they only makes up 3%, but they're going to steal all our jobs. They're going to devour our food, stuffing their big black gobs. We're worried about our girls, see? We don't want them mixing with their men. They're violent, and they loves breeding, and they only wash on Sunday mornings just after 10. They play loud reggae music, and they have wild parties all through the night. And when they play dominoes, I think they're going to break out into a fight. This is our country. Think we'll let you come here and run amok? Oh, and ask for a decent job? Tough luck. On the buses in Bristol, Guy Bailey went for an interview as a conductor and got an awful surprise. We thought you were white. Your telephone voice gives you an English disguise. I'm sorry, there's no jobs here for you. If you want to settle for a cleaner, we'll see what we can do. We're waiting for Mr. Bailey. We spoke on the phone. His voice is English and white. We need that boy to clear the office. No trouble, please. We don't want to fight. We know this voice. It's articulate and intelligent like the white voices we hear daily. Guy cleared his throat and looked at her with a beautiful black face and said, I'm Mr. Guy Bailey. The shock and the pain of the interview day just wouldn't dissolve, just wouldn't go away. This isn't right. I'm a human being. I deserve an equal job with equal pay. Guy with Paul Stevens and the support of Tony Benn sat down and began to plot. And when they arose from the emancipation table, they arose with the Bristol bus boycott. The Bristol bus boycott was staged on the same day as Martin Luther King's in Alabama. They marched through the streets and shouted for justice and equality in an articulate manner. On the same day that Martin marched for Rosa to sit down and be black, Paul Stevens and Guy Bailey marched for the Bristol Omnibus Company to cut out the racist slack. When both marches finished, both had won a moral victory. The Omnibus Company threw in the towel and said, I think we'll lift the colour bar on the buses in this city. Alabama White said, Rosa Parks, you's a black woman, but you can sure sit next to me. In America, Kennedy made the civil rights movement a legal fact. And in Britain, Howard Wilson eventually created the Race Relations Act. Back in the 50s and 60s, racism was obviously all around. Had the two 7-year-old drummers, one black and one white, grown up in an equal place? Did one have a life of opportunity and the other always have an injustice to chase? Can we really compete and live life on equal terms? Is it safe to go to work? Is it safe to have afros, wear dreadlocks and wear curly perms? When we go for jobs, is it what I say and what I do which comes first? Or do some people still look at my blackness as if I've been cursed. Is Bristol, former slave city, still happy to accommodate me? So why only a few years ago did we have 4 districts being campaigned by the BNP? Will the Cabot Circus expansion eat my community away? Will there be anywhere left for black kids to play? When you go out, the doormen are black and they're white. It's only recently we were allowed to drive taxis throughout the day and the night. Thanks to all those in Bristol who stood up for the right thing. Thanks to the first black bus drivers, the late Mr. Samuels and the late Ragbir Singh. But the Marlon Thomases still suffer, and the Stephen Lawrences still continue to die. Today, do you still judge me by the colour of my skin? If you do, tell me why. Why? Why? Now I've told you this story for the 1002nd time. And what are you going to do? And as for you, my people, you've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. You didn't land on the rocks of Bristol. The rocks of Bristol landed on you.